Hello everyone, Wolfrunner25 here, and we're back with another Warframe video, and this is a guide, or more so likely an opinion on whether or not you should buy Prime Junk. What is Prime Junk? Well, in trade chat at any given time, you can go to trade chat and just type in wanting to buy Prime Junk for 2 plat a piece, and 9 times out of 10, somebody is going to message you. Now, I'm not going to do it on this video because at the time, this is during the TennoCon Live. So everybody is more than likely already buying up a lot of Prime Junk, so I'm not going to put that up. But just a side note, if you have it, as you can see, I can just go in and out of sending messages. I have an external keyboard for my Xbox, or maybe you're on PC. You're fortunate enough to have a semi-beefy PC and you can just copy-paste stuff. But if you don't, I kind of suggest actually getting an external keyboard. You can get like a cheap $15, $20 one, but besides the fact, is it worth it to buy Prime Junk? So everything you see here, all these Prime pieces, you see like upwards of 64 pieces, and there are people out there that have literally thousands of pieces of Prime Junk. So during the TennoCon relay, if you buy the TennoCon digital ticket, you have access to literally everything Baro has ever sold ever. So that means you've got all of these extra ducats to work with, and turning them in, I probably, at least, I want to say maybe have around 50,000 ducats, not yet, but I'm going to go through it here on this video. It's just going to be sped up, but is it worth it to buy a Prime Junk? Me, personally, I think so, yes, because when you have access to the TennoCon relay, when you buy that digital ticket, like I said, you have access to everything Baro has ever sold. So, Volt is still a commonly highly demanded Warframe, and you can buy 2 different variants of the relics for him. There's one that has the Volt Neuroptics and his chassis and the Axii V8, and then you have the Neo 01, which has his systems and his blueprint, because Volt is still technically considered to be vaulted, even though Baro sometimes brings those relics around. And what else can you get besides the relics? You can get beacons, boosters, glyphs, Prisma Sentinel, just Auric and Catalyst. There's all kinds of good stuff you can get if you decide to buy the TennoCon digital ticket. You have access to everything he has ever sold before. So if you're missing Prisma or Vandal weapons, guess what? You can buy them from Baro. Even the Opticore Vandal, which is a pain in the butt to get because the Thermia fissures are so incredibly boring.
It sucks.
And there's also a lot of cosmetic stuff, a lot of appearances, a lot of Prime mods, dual status mods, slash mods, Prime Bane mods, just tons and tons and tons of good stuff, including the legendary Prime Chamber that used to go for 10,000 plat before DE decided to not make it a Foundry exclusive item, which a lot of people were angry about, but that's besides the fact. So yeah, is buying Prime Junk worth it? I buy them for 2 plat a piece, and occasionally what I will do is I will post wanting to buy Prime Junk 15, 25, 45 ducat pieces for 2 plat each, and 65 pieces, ducat pieces for 5 plat each, and 100 ducat pieces for 10 plat a piece. But a lot of times people get confused on how that works with math, and plus people don't know how to make trade chat stop moving. You just scroll up. If trade chat moves too fast for you, just scroll up. That's all you have to do to get it to stop moving, and it will stop moving. It will freeze wherever it is, what post that you're trying to see. You can just put your cursor over it and go back up. A lot of people don't know that, since there's not really any tutorial for trade chat. I think we should move on to the ducat kiosk here and just get onto our ducat collection. And this is going to take a while, so yeah. There's not much else to say there, so I'm going to put on some Warframe soundtrack music and let's take account of what sets we have here. So without speeding up this first bit, I'm just going to take a look of what I have as far as these go. So I have like 59 Najah Prime blueprints. I want to sell Prime pieces up to the point of where I have an even amount of sets, because sets usually sell a lot better than individual pieces. The individual pieces, like the gold drops themselves, sell for about 15 to 20 plat a piece, depending on whether or not they are vaulted. If you do not know if something is vaulted or not, you can check the Warframe wiki to see what is vaulted and what is currently unvaulted. So we're just going to type in Charist, and it's going to show me how many technical sets of these that I have. It's going to show all those parts for it. So I have 19 Charist Prime blades. That means I can even these out to where I have 19. So let's see how many more ducats that gets us. This would be 20, it'd be 44, this would be 45. That should lead to 19. So out of that, that is 2,025 ducats just from the 45 Charis Prime handles. This is just starting out. That's also not including the Prime Blueprint that I have and all the other ducat Prime pieces that I have. A lot of people would say that buying Prime junk is ripping people off, but you could try to educate the entire trade market, and there would still be people that don't know the proper prices of things, so I don't think it's really ripping people off because you're still getting platinum in return. I mean, if you want to be nice, you can do like 20 plat per full trade or 30 plat per full trade, but it's what so many people do. There's tons and tons of people always buying Prime junk for this specific reason. Just for the simple fact that people want to be able to get stuff from Baro Katir either during this event or just when he comes around every 2 weeks. See, like this guy, I'm wanting to buy Prime junk, 15 plat, full trade. And this will probably keep coming up and up and up. And like I said, I'm on the Xbox. Not even the most populated platform, because it's technically PC. So, yeah. How many would that be? 15? 15 out of 34 should be 19. So we'll sell those. That should make perfect 19. Yep. And that's just starting out with Charist. So you might be asking, okay, well, how much plat did you spend on all of this Prime junk in between days? I think in total, with all these ducats, and this isn't including some ducats that I've already turned in for other relics and stuff, just in between because I had the time and I had the plat, probably maybe 5,000 to 7,000 plat, and you're like, holy shit, that's a lot of platinum. As long as you just consistently play the game, you don't have to marry the game. Just hop on every other day and crack open some relics, or have a firm mindset on what it is, whatever type of goal you want to have for the game. Then you can easily stack up some prime junk yourself. So now we're gonna type in Neja and see how many sets of him I have. All right, so it's Narop Dix. I have 2 of his chassis, so I'm just gonna go to 17 sets. So we use that. That would be 42. And then what would that be? That would be 12 for his systems. And there we go. Another 2,000 ducats in our pocket. What do you know? What do you know? So then we'll have those 17, or technically 15 sets, but since the chassis is also a rare part, I don't want to give that up just for the fact it's another rare part. I think they put the chassis in an Axie relic now, if I'm not mistaken. Hello, Zero. Death Cube. So everybody probably has Death Cube, because the problem with some of these items, even though they're vaulted or unvaulted, is if it was super easy to get those relics at that time, that further affects the value of it. So like Death Cube and the Atlas Prime and all that were super easy to get when Orphix Venom was around, which was how people got Arcanes. But enough of that banter. So how many would that would be? That would be 41. And then systems, that'd be, let's do 30. Sell those items, and now we're up to 6K. So I actually have 22 Death Cube Prime blueprints, and they go for 100 ducats a piece. Do I want to sell these? The answer is yes. And you might say, well, if it's a rare item, you wouldn't want to turn it in, right? Not always the case, because like I was saying earlier, if the item was, or if the relic was like super easy to get, it's going to be a while before that item is like super high value. But so now we're up to 6K. Let's get rid of that filter. And our next item is Ninkondi. So we got chain and handles. So it'd be technically 12 sets. So that'd be what, 33, and then 12. That would be 44. So they're 2,475. Now, it might seem like this guy might kind of seem like it's bullshit. It's like, well, you had all that platinum. You had all that platinum in store. You're right. It is kind of bullshit. But Making platinum in Warframe isn't really that hard if you're willing to just grind trade chat for a little bit. Trade chat in itself is a whole other grind in itself. If you don't have that time, I understand. If you do have the time, great. That means you can have a little bit of time just looking at trade chat for a little bit. If it's boring to you, I get that. I do, but I usually put on like music or a show while I grind trade chat. We're up to 54,000 ducats now. Playing the game. It is very much worth it to buy prime parts. To buy prime junk. If you're an advocate of Warframe and you like playing it a lot, buying prime junk is most definitely worth it. Alright, so, very important part here that I should have mentioned at the beginning of the video. What people consistently buy for prime junk is a variation of several different weapons. Because they've been in the game forever now, and they don't go for anything because they are never vaulted. You can always have access to them. They've been buffed a few times, so some of them are actually kind of decent weapons, but you always have access to them. So what people always buy or sell for prime junk is as follows. Burstin, Bratton, Fang, Paris, Lex, Bronco, and Ack Bronco. All 7 sets that people always consistently sell or buy when it comes to prime junk. And you can buy each of those pieces for 2 plat a piece. If you want, like, if you keep trying to buy prime junk and you're not having any luck, like if you've just been sitting there for an hour copying and pasting the same post over and over and over again, and you're not having any luck, try those 7 particular sets. Because I will tell you right now, it's not worth keeping them trying to sell them, because if you manage to sell these for some obscene price, then you are very, very lucky. I'm not going to deny that it's not possible to sell these for a high price, because, I mean, if somebody's not knowing of the prices of the Warframe market, depending on what platform you're on, you know, maybe you can get lucky and you can sell one of these for like 30 or 40 plat if, you know, if somebody's like wanted to hook you up a little bit of platinum. But 9 times out of 10, you're going to have a problem trying to sell these. And if you need it again, it is Bronco, Ack Bronco, Lex, Paris, Bratton, Burstin, and Fang. So we're just going to sell all these. Sell them all. 1,600. That's actually over, but I don't care. Yeah. Let's go. Alright. Alright, that took me a bit, but we got up to 75,000 ducats. So I don't, like I said, again, I don't expect anybody watching this video to have that much extra spare time on your hands, but just the phrase or the question begs the question. Is it worth buying prime junk? Yes. So if you buy prime junk, there's also something else you can do if you don't want to turn it into ducats. You could get, you know, a whole bunch of Charist prime handles and blades, or just the blueprint and the blade. You could get the 15 ducat piece and then the 45 ducat piece. And then, say you don't have the 100 ducat piece item. You could then go and buy that individual piece and then sell the set for a much higher price of what you paid for it. That's what a lot of people do to complete their sets. They'll buy prime junk, and then whatever rare piece that they're missing, they'll go and buy that rare piece for semi-cheap, and then go back and just resell the set for higher. We got the 75,000 ducats. So you're probably wondering, what should you buy from Baro if you have a lot of ducats? Number one, I'm going to tell you right off the bat, is Prime Continuity. Prime Continuity, Prime Flow, Prime Chamber, which isn't a Prime mod, but It goes for a lot because it's 3k ducats. It is literally 3k ducats for this damn thing. So I'm gonna buy, how many did I say I wanted to buy? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 15,000 ducats. So I bought a whole bunch of prime chambers. Very, like I said, very good mod, but so like I said, this video is being recorded during TennoCon, the TennoCon Baro Relay. So if it's a regular ass week and you're just like, I have no idea what I should get. What I try and do for weapons, any of the weapons that he has, I sell anywhere from 75 to 100 plat a piece. Usually. That's usually about what I can get for them. It's just the only problem with it is you need the slots. If you don't have the platinum for the weapon slots, then just skip out on them, get prime mods instead. But if you're going to buy the weapons, they're like, okay, so what specific weapons should I look out for? So some of these weapons actually aren't that bad, believe it or not. The new Prisma Dual Decurions are pretty cool. One of my favorite weapons because they sound really badass. A lot of these weapons are very, very good with a Riven, with a decently rolled Riven. Doesn't have to be a God roll Riven. Super Vandal can be very fun. With the new Arcanes out that you get from Acolytes and Steel Path, they can be pretty freaking good. So long as you have access to Steel Path, and you know how to build decently. So I'm gonna buy me a few weapons, and then I'll go back to Prime mods. Probably could buy a bunch of weapon slots, but I don't care. Let's get a little bit of everything, right? Glaxion Vandal. Okay, so I'm just going to say something. A lot of people skip out on this thing, on Glaxion Vandal. This thing is awesome. I love the Glaxion Vandal. Another very good AoE weapon that almost looks like Amprex and Larkspur and not Ignis Wraith. It can't shoot through walls, but I actually really like the Glaxion Vandal. Your account has not been charged. Please try again later. Purchase failed. Unknown error. Okay. Alright, back to weapons. Sorry about that, guys. Don't buy this. Whatever you do, don't buy Ignis Wraith. You can literally go to Trade Chat and ask people to give it to you for free. Alright, so back to our Prime mods. Remember we said Prime Flow and Prime Continuity, so we're going to buy some more of those. I'm just going to try and have like a little bit of like 5 of everything and even everything out. A little side note while I'm purchasing things, if you want tips on how to earn credits quickly, there are 3 decent methods. It is up to you what you choose to do. There is Railjack, gives a decent amount of credits. Index gives you a decent amount of credits. Make sure you check your inventory when it comes to Hero Chassis and Oberon parts, Gorgon blueprints, Spore blueprints, any sort of regular blueprint that you no longer need. And there's also Profit Taker. If I had to suggest which one is the fastest, I would honestly say Profit Taker, but that is only if you know how to min-max builds. If you are not the greatest when it comes to building things, you don't have quite the highest understanding of the mod system, I would probably just say stick to Railjack or Index. But I will say that the rewards from Little Duck from doing Profit Taker over and over again and turning in your daily standing can be very profitable, both credit-wise and platinum-wise. I need any of these. Oh, Jolt. Everybody always needs the dual status mods. I'll get a bunch of those. People always need those. Prime Pistol Crit Chance and Prime Pressure Point. Okay. Scorch. Oh, Shell Shock. I got Firestorm and Fulmination. People are still wanting to buy those, so I'll buy those. Since there's not that many of them out there. Scorch. We need more Scorch for pistol. Not many people do need Scorch, so I'm not gonna buy too many of that. Alright, what am I missing? I got Target Cracker. I'll buy one though. Oh my god. Hi. Hello. 6 tier 1s.
Jackpot.
I'll buy a few of them.
Galaxy Brain Gamer just subscribed. Jackpot baby.
Thank you for the 6 gifted subs. Your mom's my hoe. Hello, father. Hi, dad.
Jackpot.
One way to make an entrance.
Frostcluve just subscribed. Jackpot baby.
I'll try to wait.
Give one to Almir Fug, Maurice, Ultra Halo, Joe Kane.
Jackpot.
Do you still
All
want
Maya
to Dead by Daylight after this? Yeah.
subscribed. Jackpot baby.
I'll try to wait for once. Remember what we used to say? Jackpot.
Missing a few cleanse mods.
SSJ2 Morris 1 just subscribed. Jackpot baby.
I'll try.
Let's get at least 3 of each of these.
Remember what we used to say?
Thank you for the 7 gifted. You get 7 months and 6 gifted subs.
Jackpot.
Ultra Hello 101 just subscribed. Jackpot baby.
I'll try.
Always increasing that sub gift count, man.
Remember what we used to say? Jackpot.
Joe Kane just subscribed. Jackpot baby.
He went, Joe Kane.
I'll try to wait for once. Remember what we used to say?
Lurk back to lurk. Thank you. Thank you, man.
Jackpot.
Yumms me underscore ho just subscribed.
Yums me
Jackpot
underscore ho.
Man.
Oh, man. That was good. I'll get at least 2 spares of all the primed expel. Oh my god. You know, if I haven't seen it in a while, Why Not Life? Your Mama's My Ho is Why Not Life. That is him. He changed his name to Your Mama's My Ho. 3 and 3 and 3. Prime continuity and cryo rounds. I actually shouldn't. Okay, so this is a quick fact that I just thought up in my head. So, Prime mods. This is the current issue of Prime mods. Whenever, like literally every single time I try and sell these things, if I can't fit it in my description, if like I have like other things in my description of stuff I'm trying to sell, Prime mods require 1 million credits to trade to either player. It's very annoying. It's kind of an inconvenience because a lot of times you'll have a buyer, somebody that's wanting to buy, and then you have to ask them every single time, do you have 1 million credits for the trade? So if I were to tell you which should I buy? Should I buy Prime mods, weapons, boosters, or what? What should I buy? Prime mods are going to be a little bit harder to sell just for that fact. The fact that it takes 1 million credits to trade Prime mods. It can be a pain in the ass. So take that with a grain of salt. Unless you really need that, just remember that. If you're trying to sell Prime mods, just keep that in mind that it requires 1 million credits to trade. Alright, so what I got... a lot of the Neo 01s. Yeah, I need to buy the relics. I need shit. I should have been buying some of these relics, dude. Looks so weird. Looks like stuff for the Necromechs. Yeah, Necromechs. I'll buy that. These look pretty cool. Alright, we're down to 14,000 ducats. Let's take a double check on our mods. It's got a lot of Bane mods. Chilling Grasp, Expel, Continuity 5. Fast Hands, not people buy that. Heavy Trauma, nobody needs that. Morph Transformer, nobody needs that. Ammo Mutation, no. Let's buy a Primed Reach. Primed Betterline Barrel. People are always wanting to buy that. Always try to make sure I take a double take on this. Smite. God, now I'm missing some of these. And it's 4 melee. Well, you know what? I got more time during the week to get more. They added a Primed Tactical Pump. Ooh, okay. I'm gonna buy some of those. That's a brand new mod, isn't it? That'd be nice on Tigress. Alright. Back to boosters and whatnot. Alright. I don't really want to bother with the mod drop chance booster because it's not like I'm hurting for mods. I'm going to do NLD arbitrations. I want to buy it, but at the same time I don't really need to. Boosters I could just buy with platinum. I buy 75 of these. Let's make this an even 80. Alright, yeah, I think the last thing I'm going to get here is... yeah, last thing I'm going to get here is relics. What's more profitable? Akvastol or Volt? Let's buy... not even that out. Whoops. It's got 1825. People want Volt a lot more than they want Akbasto, so I think 60 is fine on that for now. I think A5. I think the A5 is getting more profitable than the A2. So, and I can buy one A2. Alright. That's it. That is it, ladies and gentlemen. Got all these weapons. Alright. So let's actually go back to our ship. I'm going to leave this part in. Let's go back to our ship and see how many rank 0 weapons we have. And this is also a point I should probably make. So if you buy the weapons, they're going to be at rank 0, right? So, if you do not touch them, do not equip them. As soon as you rank them up once, or get any sort of affinity on them, you will not be able to trade them. So just have them sit here in your inventory. It might be a little bit weird having all these rank 0 weapons, but just have them sit in your inventory. Do not touch them. Leave them alone. Got all these just sitting there. All these weapons ready for the selling, baby. Oh yeah. I don't think there's anything else much to explain other than when it comes to buying prime junk, I'm going to say this. I have had much easier luck just posting wanting to buy prime junk 2 plat apiece than I have saying wanting to buy prime junk 15, 25, 45 ducat pieces for 2 plat apiece, 65 for 5 plat apiece, and 100 for 10 ducat, because people misread the post and they'll call you an idiot and you don't know how to do math, and then they say like you're scamming people, or those are such crappy prices, or you're wrong, you don't know how to do math, and all that crap. I think it's better just to say wanting to buy prime junk 2 plat apiece. So you can either do that, or you can say wanting to buy prime junk 12 plat per trade, or you can do it any other sort of price that you want. It's entirely up to you what you want to buy it for, how much spare platinum you're willing to put into it. So that being said, that is all through 75,000 ducats, and I'm probably going to get more throughout the week. I guess the last thing I could say, if you're wanting to know prices, you can go to warframe.market. Make sure you change your platform accordingly. And at the time of this recording, like I said, this was during TennoCon, and they have announced cross-save / play, but I really think there's going to be restrictions for trading. So just make sure you change your platform accordingly. Don't just search shit up like as soon as you get on here. It's like, oh, okay, on PC it goes for 50 plat, but then you go to Xbox and you find out it goes for 200 plat. Change your platform. I know so many people that do that forget to change the platform. So if you just search up Prime Flow. I don't go by this. A lot of people go by average prices on this. I mean, granted, there's one person that's selling it online right now for 80 platinum, and that is unranked. I like to go to statistics. I like going by graphs, even though this graph isn't the most accurate, but this is based on supply and demand. On PC, this is probably a lot more accurate, considering PC is a lot more populated. But, so like the median says 135, but me personally, when I sell unranked prime mods, I go for like 100 plat. Unranked, and if I have enough endo, I'll max them out and ask like 250. Or if you want to search up a weapon, same thing. Super Vandal. And those are rank 0 orders, by the way. Let's go to statistics. 70, 300, 100, 300, 200. I feel like if I asked 300 plat for Super Vandals, I would get called crazy. Anything in Warframe, this is the thing about the Warframe market, right? Not everybody on this game is going to know the exact prices of everything. You could sell stuff for a ridiculously high price, but you're going to get laughed at a lot. You're going to get a lot of messages saying, you're a complete freaking moron, asking that amount. I mean, I wouldn't dare ask like 300 plat for a Super Vandal, because that is kind of stupid. But I think for the weapons, I'm on Xbox. Like I said, the weapons on Xbox and on other platforms, weapons I do 75 to 125. I usually ask 100. Unranked prime mods, 75 to 125, maybe 100. Maxed out, 250. Everything that's in those relics, the Volt Prime, a Volt Prime set on the Xbox One, a full Volt Prime set goes for 300 plat. Sometimes maybe 350 to 400, because everybody wants Volt. The Akvasto, maybe 125 or 100. I can't remember the last set I sold. Aklex, I sold for 150. It's just manage your prices. Don't screw yourself out of something that you worked for. That's all I'm going to say. So, I think that's about all I could possibly say as far as wisdom when it comes to buying prime junk. I hope you guys found this guide useful. And if you have any other comments or questions, leave them in the comment section below. I stream Warframe every single Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday. There will be a link to the Twitch channel and Discord and Twitter and other stuffs in the description below. And remember, guys, strive proudly and held loudly. Good night, guys.